basic book on communication. It's called The Four Agreements. I'm going to cover the first two. Don't make assumptions and don't take anything personal. But I'm telling you, for the foundation of learning about self-talk, about how I communicated with myself and others, this was one of the most powerful things I've done. Don't make assumptions. Would you agree that some relationships die because of unmet expectations? Think about this. You go on a date with somebody, nobody talks about the fact that you want to have babies or you want to get married, but you're assuming that they do, and 5 years down the line, well, you don't want the same thing? Because what did we do? We made a... So it's a powerful, powerful tool to be able to find out and actually ask questions. What do you want? What do you think? And that's changed my life in relationships, because I make a lot of assumptions. This is a practice. I am so guilty still, but I practice it, and I've listened to this book. I mean, I'll have a bad day. I throw on my headset, and I'll go for a walk for 15 minutes, and I'll just listen to one of these agreements. Don't take anything personal. I have made things about me my entire life. I thought if I talked to somebody over the phone, it was a client, and they yelled at me or they hung up on me, that it had something to do with me. Maybe their parent died. Maybe something showed up in their life. Maybe they were having a really tough day. And that's what I would find out later. It had nothing to do with me. I just happened to be the connection that was there at the time. So I've learned that I don't take anything personal, except for this, again, is a practice. So it happens from time to time. But being impeccable with your word and always do your best with the other two agreements. And this book has been transformational. What about when people react? I mean, if somebody's emotional and they're really upset and they're calling you and they're are they showing up as their best? Are you showing up as your best when you're dealing with that, if you're reacting? So there's a difference between responding and stepping out, and we have a process that we love. It's called Stop, Challenge, and Choose. And this is in Dr. A's Living a Longer, Healthier Life. And I swear I thought he wrote it for me. You have no idea how many times I've had to, he said, stop, challenge, and choose, Whitney. If you want to read the quote, I really like this one. And we wanted to bring a little SoCal into the room. This is Greg, by the way, surfing, having fun. He looks like he's having fun on this wave, right? So your emotions come in, and sometimes, like for me, I was going to take this on the head, get pushed under the water, maybe not be able to breathe. And has anybody ever had that happen? Your emotions get, you can't breathe because you're so upset. Oh, I had that happen so many times. So I'm going to show you some tools that I've used to internally communicate and shift the way I think, which this has helped me so much. I ask myself, is there another way to look at this? There's so many situations that show up, whether I'm talking to someone at corporate, a client, a coach, and I'm thinking, And I ask myself, wait, is there something, could I look at this in a different way? Is there another way? Is there something else this could mean? And this is a big one for me, because we do meetings as coaches where we do meetings with our clients, we do meetings with other coaches, and then we also, Greg and I do meetings with corporate. I was on the CBDC, and with the leadership. And what I noticed is when I get energy in here and I get emotional, I check in now. And I ask myself, am I taking this personal? 90% of the time, the answer is yes. So now I have a gauge. If I'm getting emotional when I'm talking to someone, I'm making it about me. That's my experience. And what can I learn from this? Now, I have found that the people in my life that have really drove me nuts the most, can you guys all think of somebody that really just... I've learned the most from those people. They have been a blessing in my life because I've taken what I've experienced with them, and I've asked myself questions about me. You know, why am I showing up this way? Is there something about them that I do? And I ask myself different questions so I can change the self-talk. And this is funny. There's always a voice, right? You got internal communication. So I beat myself up a lot. And don't you think a lot of people do? When I first started with this, my self-esteem was like real low when I became a Take Shape for Life. I've had to develop my self-esteem because, like, if a client quit the program or a coach didn't want to call me back, I took it personal, and I'd start saying really negative things to myself. But I can also be a cheerleader for myself, and I can say, you know what? Maybe this client didn't want to do the program, but the next one will, and I can go out and help somebody else. Maybe that person is not ready, and I can go out and focus on someone else.